Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Angela, and if you hear sniffling or pitter patter on the ground in the background, that's my little dog. My big girl is outside. It is Friday, April 5th, 2024 at 9:35 a.m. I'm off work today. I had a doctor's appointment. I was supposed to go to town. The out of town didn't work out, but I'm like, you know what? I'm going to still take the day off. I also have next Friday off because I am going out of town next Friday. But I realize I've been doing videos and working two jobs and doing all kinds of stuff, that I got so busy. I have not gotten around to doing my card of the month for March. I know we're 5 days into April. I know I can tend to do things late sometimes, but I mean, it's late, but it's not that late because I could have waited to the middle of the month, which is the only other opportunity I'm going to have to do this video, I think, in the next week or so. So I got some coffee with me today. I went to McDonald's this morning. On my way back from the appointment. We're trying a new med for my arthritis. We'll see. They have to be leery of what they prescribe me because of the heart thing that's going on. So my poor dog, she's a little bitty, pug mix, and she's so round that everyone thinks she's a potbelly pig when they see her initially because she's so round. But she's like 14 now, and she's trying her best right now to get up in the chair. Like she's contemplating because she's got arthritis really bad. And hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. She won't let me pick her up to put her in there, but oh well. I was going to pick her up and put her in there, but she was trying her damnedest to get up in that chair and she couldn't do it. So she went in the other room. So hopefully she'll settle down. Anyway, so if you're just tuning in, I always do a card of the month. I do a year ahead spread every last day of December or first day of January of the new year. I pull a year ahead, and every year I've kind of tweaked it and did it a little bit differently. Last year was really fun the way I did it. I pulled whatever card I pulled. I pulled another card from another deck during the video based on what that deck felt like it was telling me it should pair with, and it was fabulous. This year I decided to kind of do the same thing. I don't know how different I did it this year. Oh, but I'm also incorporating kind of the card of the year also, because my card of the year, I usually just set it, forget it. I figure it out through the, the calculations, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then last year I was the Hermit, and it was my card of the year, and I tried my damnedest not to be a hermit all year long, and I think it backfired miserably because there was a point where I was hospitalized. I was having a heart attack after 3 years of trying to figure out why I was having major breathing problems. It came to a head in December, and I was hospitalized. They had to stop the heart attack. It was a whole thing. I was traumatized from the whole ordeal because I had been getting tests done on my heart and nothing was coming back at all negative. And so even the doctors were baffled that all of a sudden it went from nothing to having a heart attack. And that kind of goes in line with my mom's side of the family because they've either dropped of heart attacks, immediately died, or had to be hospitalized, and then they found out, oh, you're having a heart attack. So I got lucky in that they were able to stop the heart attack, so there was no damage done. But now I've got to constantly look out for signs, and if something else is happening, like I also have rheumatoid arthritis that's been flaring up horribly the last couple weeks simply because we're in spring and the weather goes from 40 degrees in the morning to 80 degrees in the afternoon, and we're in the Midwest, and craziness, and the weather changes more than I change my underwear. So yeah, so this has been a crazy month or so, like the last month has been crazy weather-wise because one day it's hot, the next day it's cold. The last 4 days it's been in the 30s and 40s in the morning. By 5 o'clock it's like 70, and I'm like, this is killing me. So now I have to watch what I take for that because of the heart condition that will forever be present in my life. So, without further ado, further ramble, my card of the month for the month of March was, first of all, I'm going to show you my wheel. Because every month I've been looking from a different deck at the Wheel of Fortune. Decks that I don't normally pull from. And I love with all my heart and soul the Oak, Ash, and Thorn, which is what this is. This is the Wheel of Fortune from that, which I love the nature, the nature of this card. Being in nature, there's no humans. I love the mushrooms. I'm a sucker for a mushroom in a deck. I love the bunnies. And this time of year, it just feels very springy. So all the bunnies are starting to come out. All the I've seen 2 owls in the last month at night. It's crazy. But so I don't ever use the Oak, Ash, and Thorn just because I love it so much. I'm afraid something's going to happen to it. And that's silly, in my brain. It's silly. I love this deck. 2 pieces. It's one of my favorites. I just hardly use it because I'm afraid something's going to happen to it because the artwork is so stunning. I do have the other decks they have. And as soon as it comes available May 3rd, I'm going to order the new tarot. I do have Adam Oehler's, the artist for these decks, Soul Cats tarot. That's a Llewellyn mass market deck. I use it quite often just because I love this artwork, and I find I do use the Thistledown a lot, and it's an oracle. It's the same indie pet cardstock and everything, but I tend not to use this or the Oak, Ash, or the Smoke, Ash, and Embers as much as I thought I would because I'm precious with them, and I'm like, it makes no sense. But I kind of use Soul Cats because it's a mass market deck in their place. But that doesn't mean I don't appreciate and love to pieces these decks because I do adore I love the cardstock. I love everything about them. They are my soul. I'm afraid to use them because it's so silly. But so every month I've been kind of incorporating a Wheel of Fortune from a deck I don't hardly use. And this, for the month of March, I'm using the Wheel of Fortune from the Oak, Ash, and Thorn just because that's when spring started. We had, before spring actually hit on the calendar, the first couple weeks of March, we were in the 90s. And I'm like, it's winter still. What's happening? And all of a sudden it turned cold and rainy. And then as soon as spring hit, it's been cold and rainy and weird ever since. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're in spring now. So yeah, that's just crazy. So anyway, I've been blabbering for what feels like forever, but my card of the month for the month of March was, and I did not get the deck out that I actually am using. Okay. So I am using right now the Spirit Song Tarot because I haven't used it in a long time. I've hardly ever used it since I had it. It's a US Games deck. It's by Paulina Cassidy. I'm pretty sure she goes by Paulina Faye now. But the card of the month for the month of March was the Ten of Crystals, which in this deck is the Ten of Pentacles, or the Ten of Disc, or the Ten of Coins, however you want to say it. So the card is, the keywords, and this is one of the reasons I've also used this deck, because one, it's stunning. Two, it's very spring-like colors. And three, I love that it has keywords. And you see all the crystals there around him? He's so beautiful. Look at him growing on a bush there. That's cute. So the keywords are stability and attainment. And I see the Pentacles suit normally as a suit of I don't know why I had it in my brain earlier. I should have wrote it down. Um, Prestige, lineage. The Suit of Pentacles to me is usually about grounding and being one with Earth, and the Ten of Pentacles has always been family to me. But not just family. Like in the Ten of Cups, it's family, being with your family. The Ten of Pentacles is slightly different in that it's almost like passed down generational wealth in the family. And I kept hearing lineage earlier, not just lineage, but like, I don't want to remember what the word was I was thinking of, but that's what I see in the Ten of Pentacles is this, it's stable because you're born into this family that already has its wealth. It's already, attained its monetary value. And, I know I'm not saying it right. I know I'm not, but it's been passed down generational wealth, versus just, family wealth. I think there's something to be said for that, somebody can, let's say I'm using me an example. I don't know. Nobody in my family is wealthy, like either side. And I have a lot of family. So nobody's passed down anything to me, but let's say I was fifth generational, tobacco farmer, and I'm born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'm born rich. I'm born not knowing what it's like to actually farm and till that land. But I've heard stories from ancestors of their trials and tribulations, and it seeps into me somehow. Even though I don't know what they're talking about, I do, in a sense, that I take pride in this family history that has blood shed, has sweat, and toiled over this land that is now mine simply by birthright. And I find that interesting because I had a lot of, since January, I've had a lot of family stuff come up. And again, it brings up the heart issue because that has been passed down to me from generations, apparently, of heart attacks, of people with heart issues. And I just found that fascinating that, it can go the other way. You can also have things passed down through your bloodline. And to me, I know I have a daughter that I gave her for adoption, and she's like, oh, blood doesn't mean anything. And I've said that many times, but at some point, bloodline does matter also. So that's kind of what I gathered in the month of March is know where you come from. Know who and what you came from, because you can always either make it better or change it or appreciate the history there. And I feel like I'm rambling and not making any sense. If you are understanding what I'm saying, please comment below. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys some other, yeah, that was pretty much it for the month of March. It just reminded me, I actually, wound up getting a letter and some baby photos from my mom. I don't ever get anything from my mom, so it was weird. Actually didn't get that till April, but she sent it in March, and it took a while to get to me because there's a lot of storms going on around south. So, I just find it interesting that the deeper I dig into the pentacles, the more, no pun intended, because it's pentacles. The deeper I dig, the more I'm finding there's other layers there of family history, of family, uncovering family lineage and heritage and things like that. So I think that was interesting for the month of March. And the fact that the Ten of Pentacles is that card. Just like, why would I not be surprised, right? And then it's funny because I also had, so January, February, March, I've had cards. 2 of those 3 months I had Pentacles cards. So I'm like, And then we also have the Wheel of Fortune to boot on top of that. It's like, what's happening? So I got some other cards to show you. So this, from the Bone, Stone, and Earth Flush Tarots, Anna Torian's artwork. This very much is a sense of community or communal property to me in this deck, almost like a compound of some sort. And I very much feel that ancestral vibe there for some reason. Then I pulled out oh my gosh. Y'all know what that deck is. It just totally left my brain. Hold on. And I got up to go look at the box, and it's sitting next to me. It's the Forger's Daughter. My brain is not with it. So the Forger's Daughter, just because it's very much in nature, like it looks like mother-daughter. It's beautiful. It's got the roses. This is my maternal grandmother's deck. I've said that before. I've talked about it many times. No, my paternal grandmother's deck, really. Which also, like I said, every time I pull out this deck, I feel her close to me. So that felt very fitting for me to pull this card out and show you guys when I was looking through and really trying to understand what the Ten of Pentacles means to me. It's very fitting because she was a beautiful woman. Beautiful, and I love that. So then we have Oak, Ash, and Thorn. Seriously beautiful. Love that. Of course, we got this fall look here, but we got the new bunnies here. And can't even tell you how many bunnies and deer I've been seeing. Deer, I've been seeing all over weird places because they're cutting down more areas that they're living in. So we're seeing them more and more in housing communities, which is sad. But I am outdoor dashing and at night and almost ran over I saw a horde of them the other night. They were jumping over the road. There's like 15, 20 of them. And I'm like, so then we have the Unfolding Path Tarot. This is the mass market edition by Hay House. Again, we have this sense of family. Again, I get this lineage, passed down generational wealth here. And then just because it's beautiful, I hate this cardstock, but this is a tarot for the great outdoors, the Ten of Stones. We got first, second, and third place, but it's a sense of a group of friends out hiking and being together in the woods and reconnecting with nature, which I love. I love that. So now we're going to pull from the Oak, Ash, and Thorn. I'm going to put those back in. Just because I haven't used the Oak, Ash, and Thorn in forever, I'm going to put it back in, and we're going to pull a card to see what would go with the Ten of Crystals here. This is to close out or bookend the month of March. I'm shuffling as I go. As I'm talking, I'm shuffling and just letting the Oak, Ash, and Thorn know, or asking the Oak, Ash, and Thorn, what card would go or bookend month of March for my card of the month. I don't even know how to word that, but, and this is a thick deck. That could be part of why I don't use it, just because it's so thick, but I do love the cardstock. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I just dropped a whole bunch. Hold on one second. Okay, so I kept shuffling and I pulled a card. So I have the Ten of Crystals here, and the card that fell out is the Empress. And again, we have all the spring bunnies showing up. That's beautiful. But again, we have this motherly figure. Let me see what the keywords say here on the little cards for the Empress. Oh my gosh. Says maternal instincts, femininity, and beauty. And it's interesting that I was talking about the heart issues. I always often associate the heart issues with my grandfather because he died of a heart attack. But my grandmother on my dad's side also passed, which was this is her deck, the Forger's Daughter. Also passed from heart failure, congestive heart failure, which is what I have. And, I mean, a whole bunch of people died either side of heart failure or have almost died of heart failure in one way, shape, or form. But this also, to me, goes back to her and this passing down of things. Maternal instincts, femininity, beauty, this whole, and it almost is like, yes, you have this that was passed down to you, but there's more to it than meets the eye. It's a connection also, which I see in the Empress card. There's a connection there between the past and the present, and possibly the future of what I could carry on to my children, despite the fact that it's possibly heart failure. There's also a connection there, a beauty in the connection there, which it's almost like that was the lesson I needed to learn in the month of March, was because this talks about the lineage and the stability and the attainment of wealth, but there's an underlying issue, not an underlying issue, but there's an underlying lesson to learn, that it's passed down generational. Somebody had blood, sweat, and tears into this, and for you to live in this comfort. So I feel like the Empress is like, yes, there's also connection there. Reminding you that there's a connection to, even if it's a bad thing, there's a connection. So I love that. So that was my month of March, and I feel like most of that I just rambled. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to know, because I rambled on forever, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted to any future videos, and y'all have a good day.